Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, at Times Now, I'm proud of our investigation team that relentlessly pursued their reportage on post-poll violence in West Bengal that gripped the state after the election results. Report after report was met with stiff resistance and taunts from certain sections. Our coverage was looked at suspiciously. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we stand vindicated. All the allegations of fakery and fudgery against our channel have fallen flat. Yes, the exodus after the retributive attacks was a fact. And the Kolkata High Court has today ordered a CBI investigation into cases of murder and alleged rape. And a special investigation team, court monitored, will follow all other cases of violence that displaced many in the state of West Bengal. The court has also issued a 6-month deadline to submit a report to it. In a scathing, unanimous verdict, the objections of the state were overruled. Before I get into the full details of the order, here's a report that details Times Now's investigation that has led this entire issue with integrity.
When other channels dither to show you the truth, Times Now once again championing the cause of those butchered, hounded and sexually assaulted for making a choice in democracy.
करीबन 1:30 बजे यहाँ पे बॉम्बिंग चालू हो गया। तब हम नारकेलडांगा थाना डीसी लाल बाजार को लगातार फ़ोन कर रहे हैं कि बॉम्बिंग हो रहा है, आइए आइए। एक बम का पिक्चर वीडियो है सबका। पुलिस वाला आया नहीं।
An investigation led with integrity told you the brutal truth of orchestrated attack on Hindus. A coverage that spanned multiple states where victims were forced to seek shelter in neighboring states fearing violence. Times Now even vilified for leading the crusade against this murderous mob. But finally, the court vindicating Times Now reportage by ordering a court-monitored CBI probe.
5 judges, out of 5 judges, 2 had differed over NHRC's role and mandate. There has been absolute unanimity over CBI probe. Investigation, integrity and impact. Tonight, the verdict once again vindicates the journalism Times Now stands for. Bureau Report, Times Now.
Tonight, the Trinamool Congress will be advised to go through the 124-page verdict of the Calcutta High Court. All the 5 judges of the court have raised several questions on the action taken by the state and the police. The most scathing observation coming from the court on the poor response of both state and the police regarding cases of murder and rape. The court has categorically stated that the state was not able to make out its case that there was no post-poll violence. The verdict also mentioning that in at least 268 suo motu FIRs, the details weren't forthcoming from the state, coming down heavily on the state government and the police. The court stating that ample opportunities were given to take action, and whatever action was taken, it was only due to court hearings. The court even pointed out instances where, despite the victim's name being known, the police have listed themselves as complainants. The Trinamool Congress will have to answer on why the court suspects that there seemed to be a predetermined motive to take a few cases in a certain predetermined direction. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to the legitimate question. Can West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee still call herself the champion of tolerance? That's the question and the debate. West Bengal poll verdict, vendetta verdict. That's the hashtag and the debate on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And right here with me, Dilip Ghosh, Member of Parliament and President of the West Bengal BJP. Joining me live from Kolkata, Sushmita Dev, spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, also with me this evening. And Sushmita Dev, I want to ask you, Should we hang our heads in shame when the court has to say that at least 60% of the cases, even FIRs, were not registered? Is this what we call the fight for justice for women and for those who are subjected to abject poverty just because they don't have any voice? No action will be taken even in registering FIRs, Sushmita Dev?
Sarika, let me first tell you that
there is already a statement on behalf of the Trinamool Congress saying that we will take legal recourse as vis-a-vis this court judgment. And I don't want to say anything further on the court judgment because it may amount to contempt of court. Now, what I want your viewers also to know that the court has made specific observations saying ruling party did not promote violence. EC should have been more proactive, and violence reduced in West Bengal after the 5th is when the West Bengal government, the chief minister, took oath. So if you decide to look at the High Court judgment, please let your viewers know about the 124 pages or however many pages you're talking about the complete judgment and what it says. Secondly, what I'd like to say, there have been FIRs filed on both sides. So if you're passing moral judgment on Mamata Di and the West Bengal government, let me tell you, there are FIRs on both sides that has happened. Now, there's an investigation that has been ordered by the CBI. We think it's interference with the state's jurisdiction, but be that as it may, I want to raise a more important question, that the Human Rights Commission, which gave its report, was reprimanded by the High Court to say they went far beyond their jurisdiction in passing scathing remarks about the government, which is actually not their brief. They are not supposed to do it. And why is it important? That's what your viewers need to understand. Because the Human Rights Commission is not, I repeat, is not being led or headed by a man, a gentleman called Arun Mishra, who is known, he's known to have praised Narendra Modi ji as a visionary and whatnot. So anyway, these are all disputed issues which we will prove in court. So let me tell your viewers one thing, that West Bengal's track record vis-a-vis violence is one of the good ones, but the High Court did say that the dynamics of how the state of violence can change. But please, let me tell you that Arun Mishra and 2 other members who sit in that committee, Atif Rashid and Rajul Desai, are both knowingly, the entire country knows, have served the Bharatiya Janata Party in their capacity as party members in Gujarat and Delhi. So we as the Trinamool Congress want to tell you that we have very little faith in the so-called
a former justice of the Supreme Court of India is under attack. He is of suspect integrity. If I just paraphrase what you are saying, you are questioning his integrity. You are questioning the integrity of the Election Commission made by one dissenting judge, but you are not looking at the paragraph 70 and 71 about the Election Commission by the 4 other judges who have said it, and all the 4 judges have said that the constitutional requirement of carrying on the day-to-day law and order is vested with the state government and the state police, not with the Election Commission. The Election Commission's role is limited only to carrying out free and fair elections. And you are saying that we are passing a moral judgment even before the contesting of this judgment has been done. These are your 3 basic charges that you have said. Let me take that to Mr. Dilip Ghosh. Mr. Dilip Ghosh, you are at fault, we are at fault. A former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India, heading now the NHRC, is at fault, the Election Commission is at fault, all of us are at fault, only the Trinamool Congress is right.
देखिए, बड़ी दुख की बात है, लोकतांत्रिक देश,
एक बड़ा लोकतांत्रिक देश में बड़ा स्टेट का एक चीफ मिनिस्टर सीधा सीधा चैलेंज करते हैं, उनके नेता एमपी बोलते हैं ये जो कमीशन की टीम आई थी ये बीजेपी की टीम है, कोई जजमेंट आया तो जो न्यायाधीश है उनकी बैकग्राउंड को ढूंढते हैं, न्याय को नहीं है। तो जो ना विचार यहाँ की ना न्याय व्यवस्था को, ना संविधान को, ना तो हमारे पार्लियामेंट को, इनके बारे में इनका कोई विश्वास ही नहीं है, तो फिर देश कैसे चल सकता है। इतनी बड़ी घटना हुई, मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ, मेरे पास जो डाटा है 11,000 से ज्यादा ऐसी घटनाएं हुई हिंसा की, जहां रेप से लेकर मर्डर और बाकी संपत्ति की जो हानि हुई है, घर तोड़ दिया, दुकान लूट लिया, तालाब में मछलियां लूट लिया, जहर दे दिया, आदि आदि, पशु लूट लिए, तो 25,000 से ज्यादा परिवार से इफेक्टेड हैं और 75 से 80,000 लोग बेघर हुए थे, डर के मारे, महीना 2 महीना तक। 300 के करीब हम लोग कैंप्स में उनको रख करके और आसाम तक, उड़ीसा तो भाग के गए, तो अभी भी हैं लोग, आज भी घर आने के लिए तैयार नहीं है, लोग इतने डरे हुए हैं। महिलाएं बलात्कार हो गया जिनके ऊपर, वो एफआईआर करने के लिए तैयार नहीं है। कहना है कि सम्मान तो क्या है, जान बचा है, वो भी जाएगा एफआईआर होने का बाद। जिनके परिवार के व्यक्ति की हत्या हो गई, वो भी तैयार नहीं कि एक गया बाकी 3 हम जिंदे हैं, हमको भी मार देंगे अगर हम एफआईआर करेंगे तो। ऐसा भयंकर परिस्थिति है, तो सामान्य जन जो हिंसा का शिकार और पीड़ित, वो कहाँ जाए, मजबूरन हमको कमीशन में जाना पड़ा। और 4-5 कमीशन जो भी, इनके कुछ लोग आए भी थे, ह्यूमन राइट कमीशन, वुमेन, SC ST OBC, चाइल्ड, सब कमीशन में हम गए, उनकी रिलेटेड जितने तथ्य हम उनको दिए थे। और अंतिम समय कोर्ट, एक विधानसभा की हमारी एक कैंडिडेट ने, खुद लॉयर थी, उन्होंने गए हाईकोर्ट में अपील की और 250 लगभग घटना जो कलकत्ता में एक एंटाली विधानसभा में हुआ था, उसका उन्होंने सारा तथ्य दिया। तो कोर्ट को लगा कि कुछ मामला है, उन्होंने और बोले कि सारा पश्चिम बंगाल से मंगाइए। तो 11,000 से ज्यादा घटना हम उन तक पहुंचाया और उसके आधार पर उन्होंने छानबीन की, NHRC की टीम भेजी, उन्होंने 311 स्पॉट में जाकर लोगों से मिला और जो लोग आए थे बयान देने के लिए उनको धमकाया गया पुलिस के द्वारा।
सारी एजेंसीज आपकी हैं, सारी एजेंसीज आपकी हैं दिलीप घोष जी, ह्यूमन राइट्स कमीशन आपका है और NCW, SC ST सब तो आपका है। आई वांट टू आस्क सुष्मिता देव, कोर्ट भी 5 जज बेंच, ये 5 जजेस का जो बेंच था, ये भी बीजेपी का था, ये भी मोदी के गुणगान में लगा हुआ था। यही कहना चाहती हैं आप कि 5 जज भी गलत थे और फॉर्मर जस्टिस ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी गलत थे। आई वांट टू आस्क यू, हम हर इंस्टीट्यूशन पे सवालिया निशान लगा देंगे?
सी नाविका, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जो 5 जजेस का बेंच है, उन्होंने अपना जजमेंट दिया है और उसके बारे में कोई टिप्पणी मैं नहीं करना चाहती, क्योंकि देश का कानून कहता है कि अगर आप किसी जजमेंट से नाखुश है, आपको अपील करना, वो अपील हम करेंगे, वो स्वागता रॉय जी बोल चुके हैं। मैं आपसे सिर्फ ये कह रही हूँ कि आज मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी के एक नेता इंस्टीट्यूशंस की बात कर रहे हैं। इंस्टीट्यूशन के बाद इंस्टीट्यूशन की धज्जियां अगर इस देश में किसी ने उड़ाया है तो ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी है। चलिए, आज आपको ये समझ तो आया कि इंस्टीट्यूशन होने से ह्यूमन राइट्स प्रोटेक्ट होते हैं। एक और चीज मैं आपसे कहना चाहती हूँ,
आपको समझ में आएगा, सीबीआई जब हाथ लगाएगा और भुवनेश्वर भेजेगा ना सबको, तब पता चल जाएगा।
I'll wait for my turn. Can I speak now, Navika?
Please go on.
Yeah. So मैं दिलीप घोष जी से कहना चाहती हूँ कि आपको आज समझ आ गई है कि इंस्टीट्यूशंस की एक डेमोक्रेसी में क्या वैल्यू होती है। आपने RBI से लेकर सुप्रीम कोर्ट में दखल अंदाजी आपके प्रधानमंत्री ने की। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, आई वुड लाइक टू पुट ऑन रिकॉर्ड, अरे
इतिहास भूगोल सब जानते हैं इसने क्या किया है।
आप घबराइए मत, आपकी बारी आएगी, घबरा क्यों रहे हैं?
हम कहाँ घबराए हैं, घबराए तो आप हैं। आज आए ऊंट पहाड़ के नीचे ना, पता चल रहा है कानून क्या है।
I'll let you mediate the show.
Sushmita Dev, beyond the rhetoric, let me just read out what the court judgment has said about the NHRC, which you have accused of bias and which you have called headed by somebody who has called Modi ji a visionary. In paragraph 67, they've said, though issue of bias of 3 members of the committee was sought to be raised, the argument just needs to be noticed and rejected. In fact, the entire effort seems to be misdirect the issue and delay the proceedings. It seems to be an argument in frustration where on the core of the issue the state has been found on a wrong foot. This court had directed the constitution of the committee-wide order dated June 18. The members were nominated by the chairperson of the NHRC on June 21st. No objection was raised by anyone. An application was filed by the state for recalling the order of June 18 by which the committee had been directed. The application was dismissed on June 21st, but no such argument was raised. Why are you raising the argument now, Ms. Sushmita Dev?
See, let me tell you something, Navika. The High Court, in its wisdom, has passed a judgment and made some observations. Now, what I'm trying to say here is, let us not deny the fact that the same High Court has said the ruling party did not promote violence. Let's say that. Yet, what have they done? They have not said conclusively what has happened. On the basis of the Human Rights Commission's report, they have further given it to CBI and set up an
Perfectly
SIT.
fine.
So before
I have no dispute with you on that.
Let me finish.
But
Listen to me. This High Court.
दिलीप
let your
घोष
viewers know,
एक तरफ
this
सुष्मिता
High
जी
Court-
कह रही हैं
Let
कि
me-
एनएचआरसी
अरे
की
नाविका
रिपोर्ट
जी,
को
नाविका
फाइनल
जी,
ना
listen
मान
to
के
me.
अभी
हम ये
और
कह रहे
जांच
हैं
के
कि
आदेश है।
अगर सीबीआई और एसआईटी इंक्वायरी करेगी, it will go into the facts. Okay, it will investigate the matter. Be that as it may, if we lose in appeal, it will properly happen, and we will see whether what actually happened is what the BJP is alleging. That the jury is still out there for that. So
Well-
do not try and tell your viewers
Well, the jury is out on whatever the investigation by the CBI
see.
and SIT
We
will
will
throw
see.
up.
I mean,
I'm
I
with
don't
you
even
on
want to
that,
get
but
into
the
the
jury is
credibility of
not
the CBI.
out on whether
I
the
don't even want to get
NHRC
into
was
the
biased
credibility
or
of the
not. The
CBI
court
in this
has
case.
said as of now that the NHRC was not biased. You had not raised the questions in the court when you asked for the recall of
Yes,
that.
let
It
me
was
explain
dismissed
that.
by the court.
Let
But
me
दिलीप
explain
घोष,
that.
दिलीप घोष, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ, सुष्मिता जी कहती है jury is out on many things. Is the jury still out on cases of rape and murder where even an FIR has not been registered? क्या इन औरतों को भी इंतजार करना पड़ेगा जब तक अपील ना हो जाए, अपील सेटल ना हो जाए, तब तक ये औरतें इंसाफ के लिए बैठी रहेंगी? क्या यही हमारा कानून कहता है, यही हमारा संविधान कहता है और यही कोर्ट की जजमेंट कहती है कि इनको इंसाफ ना मिले?
देखिए, कानून व्यवस्था और कोर्ट के ऊपर तो हमको भरोसा रखना ही पड़ेगा, और हमारा भरोसा है, तभी हम वहां गए हैं। ये हम अंतिम एकमात्र हमारा उम्मीद है। और यहाँ की सरकार जो FIR नहीं लेती है, न्याय नहीं देती है। आपको एक खाली उदाहरण बोलता हूँ, पिछले 2 साल से बंगाल की जो क्राइम रिपोर्ट है, नेशनल क्राइम रिपोर्ट ब्यूरो जो है, वहां पर कोई आपको तथ्य नहीं मिलेगा, क्योंकि यहाँ कोई FIR नहीं लिया जाता है। सीधा इनकार। एक चीफ मिनिस्टर इतनी बड़ी घटना के बाद बोलती है कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है। सुष्मिता जी जिस पार्टी से अभी आई है ना, कांग्रेस की भी इतिहास है, उन्होंने चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट को इम्पीचमेंट करने गए थे। अभी ममता बनर्जी, उनके जो केस हुआ है, उनकी रिकाउंटिंग की जो हरी है, वो वहां एक जज जिनके इसमें गए हैं कोर्ट में, सीधा उनको बोला आप केस छोड़ दीजिए, आप हट जाइए। वो हटे भी है, लेकिन इनको 5 लाख रुपए का जुर्माना किया है। तो आप समझ सकते हैं हाईकोर्ट का जज को धमकी देना, और इनकी जो परंपरा रही है उस परंपरा से लोग आए हैं, इसलिए इनकी किसी के ऊपर भरोसा नहीं। जब इनके तरफ आएगा जजमेंट तब सही है, बाकी सब गलत है। तो इस प्रकार एक देश में जहां लोकतंत्र है, संविधान है, कोर्ट है और पार्लियामेंट है, किसी को नहीं मानेंगे आप तो कैसे देश चल सकता है, कैसे डेमोक्रेसी चल सकता है?
दिलीप घोष जी, आज दर्शक यही देख रहे हैं कि कितना खेला हो बे, कम से कम इन पीड़िताओं का, इनका तो खेला मत बनाइए सुष्मिता जी, इतना तो लोग कहेंगे ना। हम भी महिलाएं हैं, हम कम से कम FIR रजिस्टर कर दीजिए, जांच जिससे मर्जी करवा लीजिएगा।
और इसीलिए हो रहा है, यहाँ की कोर्ट की जजमेंट को प्रभावित करने के लिए खेला किया जा रहा था।
एक मिनट, नाविका जी, let me tell you something. If you look at Mamata Banerjee's track record of governments in women empowerment, we have done much better than the NDA government is. I can give you an example of where a BJP MLA has raped a girl in Unnao. So you can ask the question, but Dilip Ghosh should not give me sermons about women empowerment and women's safety. Okay, now this is what I want to say. The Honorable High Court of Calcutta has given an order for a CBI inquiry and has set up an SIT. Be that as it may, if that order stands good, it will happen. But what I'm trying to say is the entire nation watched what the Election Commission did during the West Bengal election. That time Dilip Ghosh had nothing to say. So I am not willing to accept a moral lecture, but I would like to tell your viewers, if there has been injustice, justice will be done. Do not set the narrative that Mamata Banerjee ji is insensitive to women being raped, where the court is itself saying that the day she took oath on the 5th, violence came down. Violence came down. They are talking about the negligence of the police in not registering FIRs. It will be investigated. And let me tell you, that time will tell you. Time will tell you whether that is true or not. The jury is still out on that. And let me tell you, it will be proved that most of the cases that have been filed are concocted. And also let me tell you, there are a lot of FIRs that have been filed by Trinamool Congress workers of violence from the BJP. So Navika ji, you have every right as a journalist to question Mamata Di about what she plans to do, giving them justice. But let Dilip Ghosh not give me a lecture on violence.
The political scores have been settled. I am only asking the question of what happens to the common man when they are stuck between two political parties. And in these days, it means between a rock and a hard place. Dilip Ghosh ji, आपसे इजाजत लेती हूँ. Thank you very much for joining me on the News Hour. और हम डिटेल डिबेट पर जाते हैं जहां हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं आर स्पोक्सपर्सन ऑफ द बीजेपी संजू वर्मा, नेशनल स्पोक्सपर्सन ऑफ द बीजेपी डॉक्टर आनंद रंगनाथन, ऑथर प्रियंका टिब्रेवाल, पेटिशनर संजय हेगड़े, सीनियर एडवोकेट डॉक्टर फुआद अली, लीडर एंड स्पोक्सपर्सन ऑफ द CPIM, and of course Sushmita Dev, spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, continues to be with us. And I want to first get a non-partisan view on this, and therefore let me get Dr. Anand Ranganathan. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, just before we came into this debate, Sushmita Dev raised the point that the judgment and the takeaway of the judgment is that when Mamata Banerjee was sworn in, after that the violence came under control, and therefore nobody can blame Mamata Banerjee. What happened in the interim clearly is not something that the Trinamool Congress really wants to own up to, despite the 5-judge bench of the Calcutta High Court giving its order.
Good evening, Navika. Thanks very much for having me. Before I come to the thrust of my speech talking on the issue, I must tell you that I bow before the TMC spokesperson, Sushmita Dev. I mean, the hypocrisy is just unbelievable. Here she is, trying to say that there was no poll violence that was perpetrated by the TMC.
I never said that.
You were castigating the BJP for interrupting you. Why are you interrupting me? Please don't do that. Thanks very much. Let's maintain the decorum. Navika, 2 months ago, this same lady who has now joined TMC and is, talking on behalf of TMC was in Congress. She was castigating the TMC for the post-poll violence. She and the Congress leaders. Let me read out what Jitin Prasad, the Congress chief of Bengal, said. The post-poll violence perpetrated by the TMC when Sushmita Dev was with him, standing with him, is unacceptable. Our women and children have also not been spared. There is another one, Congress spokesperson Shakti Singh Gohil. One should never condone. There is no place for such violence in democracy. All wrongs stand by their cadre. All wrongs and stand by the, irrespective of which ideology one belongs to. These are the Congress leaders, including CPIM leaders, Sitaram Yechuri, who is not fascist by any chance as Modi is, right? They were castigating the TMC. Sushmita Dev was castigating the TMC. But Abhi now she's joined TMC. So now she's saying, no, there was no violence. So, let's leave that aside because
I never said there was no violence.
Do you stand by Do you stand by the Congress statements when they were made 2 months ago? Jitin Prasada saying TMC has not even spared women and children. Do you stand by that? Or do you say Jitin Prasada was wrong?
Of course, Jitin Prasada, I don't know what Sushmita is going to say, but Jitin Prasada is in the BJP now. Sushmita is in the Trinamool now. So I don't know. I really don't know where this question is going to lead us. But Sushmita Dev, respond to Dr. Anand Ranganathan.
Okay, let me now, since you are bringing up my past, let me bring up one experience of mine from the Congress party. Srimati Priyanka Gandhi ji, during the CAA protests, took a 500-page document to the Human Rights Commission to see what happened in UP during that time. Has the Human Rights Commission till today given a report? Let's talk about the past and let me put it on record. If there has been violence, if it's proved, action will be taken. Mamata Banerjee ji is now the Chief Minister of West Bengal. You have my word on that. But if there are any false allegations, they will be discarded.
No. The question Dr. Anand Ranganathan asked, is that I'm not talking about political parties. I'm talking about Sushmita Dev, the woman who was in the Congress, saw the violence and complained about the violence. Today, are you doubting yourself that violence took place? Please हमको इतना बता दो, violence हुआ था कि नहीं हुआ था?
मैं कैसे कहूँ, वो तो इन्वेस्टिगेशन बताएगी।
पर कांग्रेस में तो आपको वायलेंस दिख रहा था, कांग्रेस में तो आपको वायलेंस दिख रहा था। Our women and children have not been spared.
I condemn any violence. I'm talking about a bias. He brought up the past. I'm asking him a specific question. Human Rights Commission till today has done nothing about the violence in UP, where Priyanka Gandhi ji filed a 500-page document with evidence. This is the Human Rights Commission which has given a report to the Honorable High Court of Calcutta. So please,
may I come in,
please, if you're talking about track records, let's talk about the
Sanju Verma, Sushmita Dev earlier said that the National Human Rights Commission was headed by a Justice of the Supreme Court who was biased because he called Narendra Modi a visionary. Doesn't matter that he came from the Supreme Court, retired, possibly selected at a time, I don't know, maybe when the UPA was in power, I don't know, which collegium selected him, but be that as it may, she's questioning that NHRC has not responded on Priyanka Gandhi Vadra's report. How come they found so much time to respond to the Bengal violence? Respond to Sushmita Dev.
Navika, I don't want to be interrupted now. I heard the Trinamool spokesperson, the newly minted one, very intently. First and foremost, she's come to a debate as sensitive as this, and she's spewing lies with rampant impunity. Let me tell you what the court said. The 5-judge bench did not say that there was no post-poll violence post the 5th of May after Mamata Banerjee took oath. Sushmita Dev is lying through her teeth. The court said, I'll tell you a couple of things and listen carefully. A, the state had 3 months and did not take appropriate measures. Point number 2, the state was in denial mode. Point number 3, FIRs were deliberately diluted by the state police under Mamata Banerjee to favor the accused, which I think is as damning as it can get. Point number 4, there was lukewarm response by the state to allegations of rape and violence. The most important point, which the 5-judge bench said, is that they found no merit in the allegations of Mamata Banerjee that the NHRC committee's report was biased against the Trinamool Congress or against the state dispensation, which means that the NHRC, which has accused Mamata Banerjee of retributive violence, the Kolkata High Court has actually taken that statement on board. And let me tell you one more thing. The state said that suo moto 268 FIRs were filed, but do you know what? Details were not mentioned in any of these FIRs. Even the names of the victims were not mentioned. And the now Kolkata High Court believes that there was a deliberate attempt to ensure that the entire investigation was taken in a certain premeditated direction. So let me tell you, Sushmita Dev, that Mamata Banerjee came out with a statement on June 17, 2021 saying there was no violence in Bengal. There was no violence in Bengal. We condemn violence. And she said this violence is a BJP gimmick. I want to ask Sushmita Dev, you are telling me that NHRC head Arun Mishra is a handmaiden of the BJP? You're telling me that
Yes.
Justice Harish Tandon is a handmaiden of the BJP? Justice I.P. Mukherjee, who castigated Mamata Banerjee, he is a handmaiden of the BJP. Justice Rajesh Bindal, who condemned your government, he's a handmaiden of the BJP.
Sushmita Dev, respond.
Navika, is the lady who's talking for the BJP denying the fact that Rajul Desai is the BJP Mahila Morcha member? Atif Arshad has been led the minority cell of the BJP in Delhi. Is she denying that? Now let me read a paragraph what the court has said about the Human Rights Commission. Even if we assume that the committee was making a recommendation on the said act, the view expressed by it was without compliance with that procedure. Therefore, the part of the report expressing opinion, making recommendation, etc. is non-est in the eye of the law. The Human Rights Commission cannot. Are yaar, ab aap beech mein bol
You
rahe hain.
given us this proposal.
So the question is, Navika, let me...
You know, Sushmita, so nobody is saying the NHRC's opinion is binding. The court has also not said that the NHRC is the final word. What they have said is that this requires investigation which should be given to the CBI, something that was opposed by the state government, and also that an SIT should be formed, which will be monitored by the court. But what it has said about the NHRC right up front is that you cannot question the NHRC. Let's just leave it at that. You know, we can continue to nitpick each other, but that's not what this is all about. This is about the people who need to be given justice, and I want to get in. Now you will say she's an advocate of the BJP, Priyanka Tibrewal, petitioner in this case. Priyanka Tibrewal, you know, NHRC is out of line, NHRC chief is out of line, the Chief Justice, acting Chief Justice of Calcutta High Court was out of line, everybody, Election Commission is out of line, news channels are out of line, Trinamool was out of line when, you know, Sushmita ji was looking at it from the Congress point of view, but now within the TMC, she's saying, nahin, kuch wrong nahi hai. Priyanka.
I never said kuch wrong. I never said that.
For TMC, where she's saying that she's only reading things which she's liking. So now let me remind her that this judgment, this verdict which has come today is a unanimous opinion of 5 judges. And she's reading the observation of one of the judges, which doesn't conclude to anything. And the entire judgment says what? That yes, there was violence. There was denial by the government again and again that there wasn't any violence. But this has proved that yes, there was violence. When they are talking about the biasness of the committee, there also the judgment says that they had ample time to come and speak about the biasness, but then they didn't say anything. When this committee was constituted by the chairman, they didn't speak anything. They had time to file a recalling application, but they didn't speak about having any difficulties with the members. Then when the committee started working on the field, they did not raise any objection. When they filed an interim report, then also they did not raise any objection. But they had difficulty and objections were raised only when a final report was filed, which stated that the state of West Bengal is on the back foot and that the police administration here has failed. Then they had the problem. Then came in the issue of biasness. Then they said that the committee and the members had something to do with the BJP. See, I am a petitioner in person in this matter. I may have a political background, but that doesn't mean that I will not voice for the people of West Bengal, that I will not raise my voice for any kind of injustice which is happening. This can happen with people coming from Congress to TMC, that they might not have the courage to speak or fight for people. But I think I will definitely fight, and I have fought.
Sanjay Hegde. Sanjay Hegde. I'm coming to you, Sushmita, but Sanjay Hegde, senior advocate. Sanjay Hegde, I want to ask you. The court's judgment is here. The 5-judge bench on most issues is unanimous. On a couple of points, one judge has a different opinion which has been cited. Now, having said that, of course, the Trinamool Congress, the West Bengal government has the right to approach a senior higher court and go to the Supreme Court on this entire matter. Nobody can question or take away that right. But looking at the judgment as it stands today, Sanjay Hegde, somewhere have the people of Bengal been shortchanged? I'm asking you a human question. By raising questions about the NHRC, by raising questions about the election commission, by raising questions about the media, by raising questions about the BJC, all of that may have its place, but there is a judgment which says 60% of the FIRs not registered. Rape and murder charges in many cases not registered. In many of the cases, the investigation has deliberately been taken into a predetermined direction. Sanjay Hegde, in any judgment, let's forget the political parties. These would be very severe indictments of a state government. Whichever be the state, whichever be the government, let's be agnostic at this moment.
Listen, violence for any reason has no place in a system governed by the rule of law. That is a given. If violence takes place, it has to be investigated. If the investigation has to be fair, if courts perceive that an investigation is not fair, then they hand it over to somebody whom they believe will carry on a fair investigation. Of course, it has been premised on many assumptions that the NHRC has given a report, that the NHRC has done a fair analysis of the situation, that the West Bengal police have not done a fair investigation. All these hypotheses are subject to further review at the Supreme Court level. You can't blame them. But I see this judgment as significant for one more reason. We have to get violence out of our elections, whether it is pre-poll violence or post-poll violence. This judgment will be studied by a lot of high courts. There are important states like Uttar Pradesh which are going on to the polls. The last polls in Uttar Pradesh were held under the shadow of the Muzaffarnagar violence. If any violence occurs anywhere else in India and a high court does not take action, then this particular decision of the Calcutta High Court might come in handy, will have great persuasive value. I do wish that all the politicians stop fighting out here and, more importantly, direct their cadres that we shall win elections not based on violence but upon persuasion. If you get to that stage, then you will effectively begin the decriminalization of politics. West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, whatever, it doesn't matter which state. But a beginning has to be made. To that extent, yes, this judgment is welcome, and particularly because it's unanimous. Having said that, the TMC, like any other litigant, has a right of appeal, and I'm sure that the Supreme Court will look at it. And one more thing before I stop. You must remember that Mamata Banerjee herself has been the victim of political violence. Nobody can forget what happened to her when the CPM cadre in its days hit her on the head, and she has been a survivor. I'm sure that as a chief minister of West Bengal, of an important state, a 3-time chief minister, she will likely back her police to do an independent investigation.
Well, fair point. I couldn't agree with you more, Sanjay Hegde, but I want to ask you, in the defense of the Trinamool Congress, Sushmita Dev today touched upon some very important points, which is one, she pointed fingers at the NHRC and the person who's heading the NHRC. I want to ask you, Sanjay Hegde, since you're a senior advocate, you practice in the Supreme Court. You know, Arun Mishra, what he has stated now becomes an indictment of why they cannot trust the former judge of the Supreme Court.
Put me on the spot as a senior advocate. I'd much rather wear my legal commentator's hat. I do write in various newspapers and magazines, as you know. Justice Arun Mishra has been more than vocal about his admiration for the Prime Minister. You must also bear in mind that when 4 judges of the Supreme Court, including Chief Justice, then Justice Gogoi, went out on strike, they did object to matters being assigned to this particular court. Justice Mishra, I think, is a judge who has very strong opinions. I will leave it at that. He has very strong opinions, and sometimes that may appear to people as to be lacking in a certain judicial distancing.
And you've never come across any other judge, having strong opinions by, for any other political party? Is Mr. Arun Mishra the only one?
Well, in the days of the emergency, or immediately after the emergency, I believe Justice Bhagwati wrote a very gushing letter to the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. But these are aberrations. Once somebody dons a judicial robe, then it is better that they do not enter the political thicket.
So 4 judges do a press conference celebrated by the opposition, that's fine. But Justice Mishra is supposed to be opinionated and therefore under a cloud, so to speak. Well, we leave it at that on the judge and the comments on the judge, because I'm nobody to say anything about a judge. Political parties, of course, can say what they want. But Fuad Halim, political violence is something that has been inherited by Mamata Banerjee from the left parties. So today, if Sitaram Yechuri is balking at the way there was post-poll violence, well, he should just think about his own party's past in West Bengal. That's what is being stated as far as the CPM is concerned.
Well, number one, I do not consider your opinion to be fact, Navika. And I think so your opinion is politically motivated. It does not match with the ground
सब motivated है sir.
The second thing is very clear.
Judges of Supreme Court are motivated, तो हम तो क्या ही चीज है?
हाँ वही तो बोल रहे हैं. तो जमाना ऐसा है. जमाना
आप मोटिवेटेड नहीं हो.
But
आप मोटिवेटेड नहीं हो. हम मोटिवेटेड है.
No, I am motivated. I am a CPIM person. I am a CPI. I speak on behalf of the CPIM. I have no illusions about my neutrality. I am not a neutral person. But coming to the facts on the ground is that whatever incidents of violence that have been alleged against the CPIM was put under scrutiny when Mamata Banerjee came to power. And it's almost close to the 12th year that she is looking after these scrutinies, and she has not concluded on a single incident. Let's be very clear, all her commissions are inconclusive on all her alleged incidents of violence that the CPM has perpetrated on her and her TMC cadres. So that's the fact on the ground. Now let's come to the second incident, which is much more important, because the various hues of the post-poll violence has to be understood. You have to understand that the post-poll violence includes all the opposition parties. Our party is facing the brunt of the Trinamool Congress post-poll violence. Our red volunteers who are working in COVID times, they are being attacked by TMC people. Our people who are actually trying to organize blood donation camps, the blood donation camps have been bombed by the TMC people. So this entire silsila of violence is there. But there is another part of this violence. TMC leaders are facing the heat by the TMC cadres. You've got a minister in the TMC government who has been attacked by the TMC people, party workers, when he was distributing relief post-poll, and he has put that his comments on record. Now there is another hue to this also, and you have to understand that. You started off by saying Jitendra Prasada from the Congress went to the BJP, Shushmita Dev went from the Congress to the TMC, as we speak today in Manipur, you have a TMC MLA who's supporting the BJP government. He's part and parcel of the BJP government as we are speaking, and the TMC and the BJP are sparring on national network. Coming closer to home, you have a member of the BJP who's the vice president, national vice president of the BJP, Mukul Rai. The BJP cannot say whether he's with the BJP. The TMC cannot say whether he's with the TMC. He says, if I am asked, I will speak for the BJP if the BJP wants. If TMC wants me to speak, I'll speak for the TMC. So you've got that particular chameleon color that the TMC and the BJP have introduced into West Bengal politics. You have got a TMC MP, Sunil Mandal, who joined the BJP formally, who is in all the anti-BJP protests that the TMC calls for in the Lok Sabha today. And he holds up those placards, and he is formally a member of the BJP even today. So, cutting across all these what you call absolute opportunists, what you call people who are there, the ground reality is that violence has become a weapon for ruling West Bengal. The BJP wants to hold the stick and wield the stick. The TMC wants to hold the stick and wield the stick.
Sushmita Dev, respond to the charges made by Fuad Halim of the CPIM.
They are using them. The TMC has the state agencies. They are using those.
See, Navika, let me tell you something. The Human Rights Commission noted there were 21 murders, and out of that, 16 were Trinamool Congress workers. Okay. So let me put that on record. Now, I want to tell the left that what you people unleashed in Tripura when you were in power in the 90s, from hand bombing and things like that, I mean, please don't give us a lecture on what violence means in politics. CPM is notorious, if I may say so. And I have seen, my father was an MP from the Congress there. You people were notorious for mayhem in Tripura. So let us not pass moral judgment on each other. Let us please leave it at the fact that if there has been any injustice, let justice be done. Let justice be done, and let us put on record that I thank the Honorable High Court. Forget about the opposition. For saying that since Mamata Banerjee took over as the Chief Minister, violence came down and her government did not provoke any violence. And any victims, Navika, you're forgetting a very important point. There has been an order that all the rape victims have to be compensated by the state government.
Question for you.
That's what I'm saying. Rape victims, when there are no FIRs, how will you compensate them, Sushmita Dev? Dr. Anand Ranganathan, this is the farce. This is the farce. Musical chairs between the Trinamool Congress, the BJP, the CPIM, they will keep settling their political scores. What happens to the poor, to the downtrodden, and to those who have been murdered, their families, people who have been raped? Nobody is willing to talk about them.
And that is the reason why, Navika, that people like you and your job is most important. You see, when all these people, they are shouting day and night, we speak truth to power, we speak truth to power. But you go to the non-BJP states, non-BJP ruled state, Maharashtra, are these activists speaking truth to power? Kerala, are they speaking truth to power? In Bengal, are they speaking truth to power? But, you know, and please let us not list, let's not allow the CPIM, the good doctor, and Ms. Day to list the charges of their crimes, because we have only 1 hour debate. Don't have 1 year debate. I want to say, now, Dr.
1 minute, Dr. Fuad Halim. Dr. Anand Ranganathan. Dr. Anand Ranganathan is the non-politician. He's making a point, and the floor is his. Please allow him to. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
Come on. That's the greatest what you call joke or national network that Anand Ranganathan is non-political. Please.
For a change, I'm not going after the communists.
Please don't try to befuddle your audience. Everybody knows Anand is a dyed-in-the-wool BJP acolyte.
CPI Maoist. Please calm down. Calm down. You had your say.
He doesn't have the courage to say it.
Oh God, Navika, this man is incorrigible. The more polite I am to him, the more rude he becomes. I don't know what the solution is.
No, definitely.
Today,
you say you're a BJP person.
Dr. Fuad Halim, just a minute. I'll give you time to counter him. I'll give you time to counter him. Just hold on for 30 seconds. Allow him to complete his point. I'll come back to you. Yes.
Yes. As I was saying, my heart goes out to people like Ms. Sushmita Dey, and also Jitin Prasada, because these are turncoats, and the problem is they have to defend something which they were castigating only months ago. And let's not even go 2 months. Let's talk about the genesis of the problem, and things were so clear. And I can even get you the soundbite of Ms. Sushmita De. The year is 2018, when she was blasting Mamata Di for saying that how come 20,000 panchayat seats have gone unelected. This is like a pogrom happening. The same spokesperson is now batting for TMC. So Navika, please remember, the only people in India who are never homeless are the politicians. So be wary of what they say.
Well, I don't know, Sushmita Dev, do you want to respond to Dr. Anand Ranganathan because he's named you directly?
See, let me tell you something, Mr. Ranganathan. When something is wrong, it is wrong. If you want to rake up my past, I can give hundreds of examples. When the Unnao BJP MLA raped a girl, Amit Shah, Modi, everybody was silent, and then the same Prime Minister says, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Let me put this on record, that if there have been cases of violence, if there has been wrong done by the police, please believe me, Mamata Banerjee has been re-elected for good governance. And the BJP was not elected into power in West Bengal.
Well, Sushmita Dev, at least you are down to admitting that there needs to be some action, and that some action has been pending, on your government side. And we are only happy that an investigation has been allowed and announced and ordered by the High Court. Well, Sanju Verma, I have 30 seconds, and I can't go without giving you the chance to rebut. 30 seconds, but I'm running out of time.
I just want to say that Sushmita Dev epitomizes the Ayaram Gayaram politics. And let me tell you one thing.
But that's not the issue today.
Mamata Banerjee, please let me have my say, Navika. You've been giving disproportionate time to the Trinamool Congress. You should be asking tough questions of her.
They are accusing me that I'm soft on you.
Can I please complete, Navika? I just want to say, the Kolkata High Court has clearly said Trinamool Congress did not act. It downplayed on the rape and violence that was unleashed. The state was in denial mode. FIRs were deliberately twisted to dilute the charges against the accused.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what's important is the High Court's order. And I can tell you, viewers, I am being continuously attacked by the CPM, by the TMC and the BJP. I don't know what I'm doing right, because all three of them are attacking me. I can only tell you this, that I was a journalist in 1991 when there was the Narasimha Rao government. I was a journalist in 1996 when there was the United Front government. And since then, many governments have come and gone. I'm still here, reporting the facts and asking the questions, because as a journalist, that's my dharma. Well, hang me if you can get a court verdict, or hang me anyway without a court verdict. But I'll keep doing my job as a journalist. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on this debate. Taking a short break. More news from Afghanistan on the other side.
The news